Okay, we are about 17 minutes late. My apologies. We were trying to work out our special guest to join us, but he will be joining us later on in the podcast. So, if you don't know, now you're going to know. Sir Owen Disney here alongside Ashley and Aaron, and talking NXT Takeover Unstoppable. What an event this was.
One of the best takeovers, as expected.
Definitely. Ashley, your thoughts?
I'd still say January's was better, but there's a reason why people should be watching this and not Payback. If only like the last time the whole pre-show was an hour, then they might have got an interview with Hoodie.
Follow along. Like we are narrating. Yes. That's what we're going to call him now. He looks creepy. I'm getting him on my screen. He's kind of creepy out there.
I can't talk about the other that, if anyone missed NXT Takeover Unstoppable tonight, you'll regret it in the morning, and I believe that.
I get NXT Popcast.
Hashtag Hoodie Man.
You can watch it like pretty much instantaneous right after it airs.
With that to Jim Ross, but hey, it's JR.
Yeah.
Of us starting here at almost midnight, and Ashley is basically getting ready to start his day. Or you could be watching the final episode ever of David Letterman.
Thank you, Dave.
The reason that I was in broadcast journalism in high school, and I will forever love the Late Shift movie and novelization of Michael Higgins of David Letterman. And if you haven't checked it out, please do. It's really great stuff.
I need to check something.
But some of the fan comments that I always see about on TNA posts on especially Facebook.
Yeah.
Dixie Carter posted, that the 2014 Slammiversary event is going to be on the first time the network TV this Friday night at 9, 8 Central. Cheap plug. They need the viewers. There was
Pie, the eye in the sky.
Channel 4 News Van, better than Channel 5.
Is that correct? This is only for the American viewers about Slammiversary?
Yeah, it's so up themselves that they've decided not to television and instead show a pay-per-view where Kurt Bloody Angle doesn't even win a thing, from what I remember. Which is totally against their...
Same way.
I know.
I don't think they care anymore, honestly.
News that, Eric Young's champion now? No. But it says this comment on Dixie Carter.
In this case. In our case, it's nights. In Ashley's case, it's days. Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really will.
I'm doing it. Oh, dear God.
Yeah, your way is a couple segments early, though. So, we're going to start off with the kickoff with the pre-show, because usually I don't watch live. I work today, and then I come back here, and I got my...
It's very daring to especially tape in an arena and without a network, but Jarrett claims that he's talking to hear what these networks are, because, they have to be networks that we actually have. No pun intended.
I basically get home, I have to have some food and everything, so to get ready for the show tonight, and...
Some of the comments, so much hate on TNA is just hilarious sometimes.
It's annoying. And I have to deal with a sit down, and I didn't get to watch the pre-show at all. I got to see maybe a split second of it. I got to see what happened the very WCW way that we found out Hideo Itami got attacked in the parking lot.
That kind of, because Triple H had said in the media conference call yesterday that Hideo Itami was pulled from the match. Obviously he made no mention about it was going to be like a storyline twist, sort of.
Yeah, they had to do a...
Too much.
Let's get that trending. I mean, Samoa Joe, Destination America, and NXT Takeover are trending. Get Hoodie Man trending.
Hoodie Man. Hashtag Hoodie Man. Hashtag NXT Popcast.
This minute planning when you knew that he was injured and you advertised it for 3 weeks? that he was going to.
We'll be watching that in less than 12 hours.
This is the size of the Great Wall of China. Yeah, back. Taping so much in advance. Isn't that right, TA?
I want to look, but I can't. I'm not going to do that, and neither is.
How much we try and divert the attention, everything goes back to Hoodie Man.
We're going to keep bringing up Hoodie Man for the duration of the video. Talk about the actual pre-show. The only thing I saw, like I said, was when basically they were interviewing Enzo Amore and Big Cass, Carmella, and as they were getting into the building, then all of a sudden you heard some commotion, and other in the parking lot, we saw Hideo Itami clutching his shoulder, and the greatest thing, Kevin Owens walks. That's a shame, and he walks out. Awesome.
A buzz on Twitter, and I'm like, this guy's going to be famous. Like, you can't say that was. I thought that was the person holding the camera, and someone mentioned on Twitter, if that's a fan holding the camera or whatnot, that's a. And I thought, when Enzo Amore or well, no, they were going to be interviewed, so they were still at the car. Started yet, and I'm just like, was that Samoa Joe? But
well, you do have a mare at Full Sail, so for the NXT show, possible.
Yeah, soft or something like that. Have to watch the pre-show. You'll see it in the first 5 minutes.
For mid-card, but like the mid-card and like the main event, and NXT doesn't usually do that very often.
Yeah, I mean, there's comical, there's comedy in NXT, but not overdone like WWE does sometimes.
Sometimes.
All the time.
Yes. So, what else from the actual pre?
I don't know if it was. Yeah, but I was catching it, there was quite a lot of references to Towel Guy. So I don't know if.
I honestly have no idea which either of you are talking about right now.
Some people were saying perhaps it's.
It just seemed like a low top. I don't know why. But, Corey Graves and that hot pink jacket, that was
Salmon.
Oh,
get it right.
What I was
busy prepping for my other thing.
Oh, understandable. But yeah.
Okay. This guy's freaky looking.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about?
It's Darth Maul and Insidious with Byron Saxton right now with that picture.
This is not going into the show, yes, since we're on the pre-show, but the people that were going to be.
The whole pre-show was an hour. Then they might have got an interview with.
I don't know, blondes and brunettes just saying, "Oh my gosh, where's Tyler? Oh my god, he's so sexy, he's so hot. Where's Tyler?" Just like
creepy. I'm getting him off my screen. He's kind of creepy.
We talk about the.
Man.
You want to talk about Hoodie Man or Towel Guy? You can tweet with the hashtag at NXT Popcast.
I was tweeting and doing my results coverage on my Facebook fan page anyway, so I really wasn't paying attention if a notification had.
Oh my god. Usually don't do anything with Periscope. I haven't done anything yet, but everybody is using it now, so you never know. You might get Periscope for me this year. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
I slept on Twitter for a while too, so I am now. So there you go.
The way to go, I think, especially as a wrestling fan, if you want to see what's happening before they go live for the show, stuff like that, it's really cool. And the fact that Josh Matthews and JB had mentioned me before they supposedly went live a week ago.
Mm.
Like that, so.
Well, it's not funny. When Impact Wrestling, they only had 20 viewers, and I think that's why. Josh Matthews was like, he said to Matthews said to JB, he said, "Your phone is hot," and then I said, "My phone is hot too because it's charging." And Josh Matthews is like leaning back in the chair, and he says, "Oh, Mr. Entertainment says his phone's hot too, but it's charging." And JB's like, "Oh, you need a Periscope, buddy." I'm like,
God.
I think you got it, Aaron.
Aaron, I don't think you realize who has joined us on.
It's so up themselves that they've decided
somehow, some way, he can transport himself all the way to the United Kingdom. Apparently, Hoodie Man is.
just totally against their bloody status. So I don't know what they're doing. It's like they want that show to fail.
I just noticed it. I was like, oh, goodness.
I just see me drink lemonade and see you there straightening your tie. Next thing you know, I see Hoodie Man show up randomly.
We are marking out. So excited for everyone to have the opportunity to see what an incredible show last year was, and I think 2015 will top it. One person said Jarrett is starting GFW soon, period. I'm like, does she not know that, though? Does she not know that her founder of the promotion appointed her as the president? Like, does she not know that he's starting a promotion?
You do realize that GFW is pretty much Pro Wrestling Syndicate with a bigger... All right. So thanks for everyone that's joining us right now as we're waxing poetic about the incredible, amazing Hoodie Man, which we just had on the Popcast.
Hoodie, to hear what these networks are, because they have to be networks that we actually have. No pun intended.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just want to point that out. Some of the comments, so much hate on TNA is just hilarious sometimes. I just want I want to see Greg Hamilton show up on a chant better than best.
Wow.
How is he like?
Aaron knows exactly what I mean.
What Stone Cold's on is. This clearly isn't.
But how can be compared to Seacrest?
Because he hosted the American Idol Experience in Hollywood Studios before it closed.
Oh yeah, no, I know. But unless you're like a theme park goer and you live in Florida or you have an annual pass visiting the Disney, you're gonna know that.
Randomly during the podcast.
Too much.
Let's get that trending. I mean, Samoa Joe, Destination America, and NXT Takeover are trending. Let's get Hoodie Man trending.
Hoodie Man. Hashtag Hoodie Man. Hashtag NXT Popcast.
They make a horror film on that. Hoodie Man. There you go.
We go to Howard's for Halloween Horror Nights. I will be watching that in less than 12 hours.
That's why I brought it up. Hashtag Hoodie Man. Bigger than Poltergeist the remake, probably.
We're actually setting up a dark match. Just looking at it, they went live, and there was a tag team match. It was the Mechanics against the Vaudevillains.
The Mechanics versus the Vaudevillains. Now that is, well, the fans there are happy about that.
In the video.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the actual pre-show. The only thing I saw, like I said, was when basically they were interviewing Enzo Amore.
That'd be like overdoing it for a 2-hour show.
You got a 2-hour show. You don't want to put too much into it. If you had 3 hours, I can understand another match with maybe Solomon Crow as well, but
NXT does need 3 hours.
They
can pull it off. They can pull it off.
Oh my God, he's back.
He man sucks.
Hoodie Man is back, and he's in darkness. I want to see a character at Horror Nights this year come out and he have just a hoodie on his head, and that's it. I want to see Hoodie Man at Halloween Horror Nights this year.
Kevin Owens said his line. It would have been funny if they said, "How you doing?" or like soft or something like that.
Yeah, but that's kind of mixing the media of like the upper. I can't call them upper mid card, but like the mid card and like the main event. And NXT doesn't use. You don't sound like.
Well, I sound like the Shockmaster, and no.
I haven't seen you trip over anything lately, so there you go.
Do you want me to do any more podcasts?
No, of course not. I don't.
I might get into America's honeyest foam videos. There you go.
Honeyest foam videos?
Yes.
Is that yeah, Jimmel. The thing is. Okay, let's talk about the show. It's Hoodie Man is just brilliant. Aaron, anything else that comes out of the pre-show?
Other than the Renee Young, no, just kidding. It was Byron Saxton, his inner black girl was coming out. You know, he was talking about Sasha Banks. You know, he says, "Oh, well, no, she's all this." I'm betting this is not going into the show. Yes, since we're on the pre-show, but the people that were going to be Breeze's entrance were periscoping, and
Oh my.
annoying. They were just like, I don't know, blondes and brunettes just saying, "Oh my gosh, where's Tyler? Oh my god, he's so sexy, he's so hot. Where's Tyler?" Just like for the next 5 minutes until they went on the air, they were just talking about it nonstop. I'm like, this is getting annoying.
Yeah, I really like the fact that he periscoped his entrance. I thought that was pretty cool.
His first Raw.
Yeah, I think he was basically
A Facebook fan page anyway, so I really wasn't paying attention if a notification had come in about him periscoping, but I didn't get it.
really. It's funny because I usually don't like do anything with Periscope. I haven't done anything yet, but everybody is doing it now, so you never know. You might get Periscope this year. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, Josh Matthews.
Yeah, it's your fault.
How is it?
You know, the way to go, especially as a wrestling fan, if you want to see what's happening before they go live, like that, it's really cool. And the fact that they see the comments, like, you know, Josh Matthews and JB had mentioned me before they supposed
Not submit a video for Tough Enough because I'm pretty sure all this would not be down.
Samoa Joe's down.
He used the wrong email service. That's all I'll say.
He's Jimmo instead.
You threw in the joke.
And I think that's why they
Put it out. You see?
No, I didn't. People still don't know.
JB said your phone is hot, and then I said my phone is hot too because it's charging. And Josh Matthews is like leaning back in the chair and he says, "Oh, Mr. Entertainment says his phone's hot too, but it's charging." And JB's like, "Oh, you need a Periscope, buddy." I'm like,
God.
You got it.
Aaron, I don't think you realize who has joined us on the podcast. He's live somehow, some way. He can transport himself all the way to the United Kingdom. Apparently, Hoodie Man is
truly.
Finn Balor. Tyler comes out with the Periscope entrance, which is awesome, and it's epic as all get out. The models kind of remind me a lot of like Zoolander because that's what the gimmick is anyway, so it makes perfect sense. I wrote models with selfie sticks is epic on my notes here.
and they were I think they came from the Performance Center because one of them was periscoping. One of them said hi someone.
I believe. I can bring that up on the podcast.
A former TNA knockout. I kept.
Hoodie Man.
I never knew. How was she a former TNA knockout? When was she ever in TNA? I've been watching.
Oh God. All right. Sarita. As we're waxing poetic about the incredible, amazing Hoodie Man, which we just had on the podcast.
Hoodie.
She's in competition, so you know she decided to just put on Prince Puma's gear from Lucha Underground, apparently, and
Yeah, I just want I want to see Greg Hamilton show up.
I was really kind of creeped out, like, you know, like I wasn't expecting that. Like Tyler Breeze is like, "Is it my eyes?" And then you go from like, I'm like, oh.
Tons, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. But how can be compared to Seacrest?
Because he hosted the American Idol Experience in Hollywood Studios before it closed.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Like a theme park goer, and you live in Florida, or you have an annual pass visiting the Disney park, you're gonna know that. Nobody else. Like wrestling fans said, he looked like JB with hair.
Yeah, theme park fans in that crowd.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not enough Hello chant started, but it'll take time. It'll happen eventually. He was not in attendance tonight, by the way. I know that for a fact. There were dark matches that I wanted to mention. Of course. There was a dark match, yes.
Okay.
Well, everybody was standing out, and thankfully not the cold like in December. There were actually setting up a dark match, which that was before, and there was a tag team match. It was the Mechanics against the Vaudevillains.
The Vaudevillains. Now that is, well, the fans there are happy about that.
Okay.
The media that say, "Where's the Vaudevillains?" Well, we found them. It was just a dark match.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been an impromptu match on the card though, because. But
If you wind
that be like overdoing it for.
it actually
2-hour show, you don't want to put too much into it. If you had 3 hours,
and then Paul.
3 hours.
I
Cleveland is here. He's let's see if he's added to the call or in the call.
he's not there yet.
Okay. Do you want to add him? And I can introduce him because he's.
I can try. So we're going to give out his email on national internet here.
Uh-oh.
What's the number again? 72?
How do you 76 in Spanish? I just gave it away. 76.
I don't know. I don't speak any language other than English, so who knows? For our eyes. You don't sound like Ole Anderson.
We're going to have to sound like the Shockmaster and no.
I haven't seen you trip over.
We don't have a choice over here. It's basically take a foreign language or murder. So, I prefer to stay alive.
There.
I might do. Might get into America's honeyest phone videos. There we go.
Honeyest phone videos?
Yes.
Is that yeah, Jimmel. The thing is, about the show,
Really am.
Hoodie Man is just brilliant. Aaron, anything else that the pre-show?
The Renee game. It was Byron Saxton, his inner black girl was coming out. He was talking about Sasha Banks. He says, "Oh, well, no, she's all this. I'm better than, and I'm that." I'm like, "Oh, look at Byron Saxton now." He may not know how to commentate, but his inner black girl's coming out.
Oh my god. Saxton was good until he got up again, so you might get to see him one more time.
Well, I'm with him. I'm not connected with him, like that on Twitter, on a daily, weekly basis. He was that was his first broadcast. He was thrown in
Matches. I did not get a chance into the.
His first Raw.
Yeah, I think he was basically doomed from the start, and it's nothing against him personally. It's just the fact that he kind of got thrown in the deep end and to keep himself afloat. And then finally they sent Jerry Lawler out to work with him. So, I mean, people can do one-man commentary. I've done it before. It's not easy, but it's something they've done. But
Josh Matthews can do it.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me check this time.
What am I, Mark Madden?
Yeah.
That's not me saying that. That's what other people are saying. Tough enough, because I'm pretty sure all this would not be down.
He used the wrong email service. That's all I'll say.
For nor deny this to be instead.
He's doing the joke.
I think he might be joining us now. He didn't. People still know.
Oh, Lycos.
I
Don't go to what still exists.
Angel Fire and get your illegal downloads from Kaza and Morpheus.
We can't be PG like WWE. They already do that. I'm pretty sure we never have kids watching.
I noticed the Popcast have been you pretty much say what you want, but when I do a video by myself, I usually don't curse. Tyler comes out with the Periscope and have a problem with that. The models kind of remind me a lot of Zoolander because that's what the gimmick is anyway, so it makes perfect sense. Models with selfie sticks is epic on my notes here.
Mm. And they were I think they came from the Performance Center because when one of them was periscoping, one of them said hi someone.
I believe one of them was Sarah Stock, if I remember correctly.
His entrance is about to be longer than Undertaker's.
TNA Knockout. When was she ever in TNA? I've been watching TNA for almost 10 years now.
Sarita.
Oh! Sarita.
Yeah.
She's done enough bodybuilding competition, so she decides just Puma's gear from Lucha Underground apparently, and yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about Finn Balor's entrance. Could you imagine what he would do for Mania? Seriously.
He would take 8 minutes to get to the ring. If it's in stadiums, it's 50 yards to walk.
He looked like a... So, I think everybody...
By my comment, like what?
Standing by your comment, you're going on the record.
I'm going to go on the record and say that is a creepier entrance than The Undertaker. Or Kane.
And everything. The thing that really jumped out at me was the fact that he had those cuts on his legs. I thought that was thick and twisted. I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it looked great.
I noticed that when he got in after he got in the ring, and I was like, what is that? And I'm like, oh.
It was a very good entrance, it's just, it took a bloody while.
Yeah, it did take a long time because I was tweeting about it, and then I looked up like 2 minutes later, and he's already like on the ropes. I'm like, it took him 2 minutes to get to the rope.
Do you remember that, man?
Finn Balor is getting drunk and smashing a beer can in his head.
He's just crawling around.
He's spending a minute
It must be a son of a itch to get off.
with the murmurs.
Awkward silence. But
If you wind all that murmurs backwards, it actually says Barack Obama for president.
Oh, God.
And then in brackets, because we'll find a loophole.
He's see if he's added to the call or in the call.
He's not there yet.
Okay. Do you want to add him? And I can introduce him because he's.
I can try. So we're going to give out his email on national internet here.
Uh-oh.
What's the number again? 72?
How do you say 76 in Spanish? I just gave it away. 76.
I don't know. So, Tyler Breeze locks on the chin lock.
-10.
That'll work. First sunset flip is countered into the front dropkick by Balor. A forearm, a chop in the corner, the hesitation drop, and he nails the M. Bison on the floor. I like how he uses for Nick Mondo. I did not know the M. Bison would use a wrestling match.
Foreign language or murder.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our special guest, Cleveland, joining us for the NXT Popcast discussion of NXT Takeover Unstoppable.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. Welcome to the call, and welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
Great.
And continue on with the match. I gotta say something about the ending too with the referee, which was so funny.
Well, I'll say being a referee is something I've done before. It was just a special guest spot.
I haven't even got really kind of into NXT Takeover yet.
Yeah, I haven't started calling the match yet, so yeah, we are actually on the first match right now, so you have perfect timing.
He missed the treat that was Hoodie Man. Just to clarify.
Here, live.
I feel I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself, all right, guys.
No worries. I will say I think Hoodie Man is probably still in the UK right now. He may show up again, so you might get to see him one more time.
Okay.
Cleveland, were you watching the pre-show?
I was watching the actual matches, the pre-show.
See, the reason why I was talking about Hoodie Man is because the pre-show, there was this fan outside of the Full Sail Live lobby from outside from the inside where they're doing the pre-show panel with Renee Young, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton. Hoodie, and you couldn't see his face. Like, literally, it was just dark. And I'm like, what is that? And it's gone viral all over social media.
Wow. Let me check this out. This sounds
It's creepy.
what you
He's creepy. He really is creepy. He's just standing there, just chilling. He is the lipstick face demon from Insidious.
and you guys had him on call?
I prefer nor deny this to be false.
What?
I think he might be joining us now.
We're in between.
Oh, God.
Is this like a TV show?
What did you say? Pretty much say what you want.
That's some different type of shit right there.
Yes, it is.
Because, we can't be PG like WWE. They already do that, so, I'm pretty sure we never have kids watching.
I noticed the Popcast have been, like, you pretty much say what you want, but when I do a video by myself, I usually don't curse, just in case people are watching.
The main reason why I'm actually doing it are the wings.
Yes. Yeah, we actually picked up talking about that, so we're talking about Finn Balor's entrance for starters.
Yeah, no, I actually want to get on Finn Balor's entrance if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Cleve, what do you think about his entrance? Because it really seriously creeped me out.
I think that his entrance is about to be longer than The Undertaker's. Like, and don't get me wrong, I like all the theatrics and, like, the but
Great.
it ain't anymore. I liked it the first time.
Yeah.
The first time I was like, whoa, holy, like, all right, let's get to the match,
Yeah.
Be at Sandman levels within a couple takeovers.
The issue, he only goes this crazy at takeovers.
Could you imagine what he would do for Mania?
He would take 8 minutes to get to the ring. If it's in stadiums, it's 50 yards to walk.
That would be a legit reason for the pre-show. Half the pre-show is him getting to the ring.
Pretty much. So I think everybody has given the entrance.
Finn Balor.
I really like the body paint's normal, and I like the fact he has like the eye of Finn on the back, the eye of Balor on the back of his back. He has the spots and everything. The thing that really jumped out at me was the fact that he had those cuts on his legs. I thought that was thick and twisted. It looked great.
I noticed that when he got in after he got in the ring, and I was like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is creative." Like, he's really. To me, even though it may be getting old, as Cleveland said, it was his most unique entrance because of how creative it looked, the design-wise.
While I was watching it, all that me and my friend that was watching and listening were thinking, that must be a son of a itch to get off.
Yeah.
How long is it going to take for him to get this big eye of Satan off of his back?
Well, the thing about it is they're not letting him work a long enough match that he has to worry about.
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
Right.
Shampoo is a hell of a drug.
Yes. Do we want to talk about the match now?
Yes.
This is where I enjoy doing things. So, you want to start? I think we're going to start from the chin lock, because that's usually where I start from. Because you usually start from the chin lock. I come back, commercial break, chin lock. I was like, I know for a fact when we come back, there's going to be a rest hold, and I'm going to start writing there. So, Tyler Breeze locks on the chin lock. Finn elbows his way out. Whip in, it's reversed. Sunset flip is countered into the front dropkick by Balor. He charges and he eats the boot. A forearm, a chop in the corner. The hesitation dropkick while it's against the ropes. And he nails the M. Bison on the floor. I like how he uses the floor. I did not know the M. Bison would be used in a wrestling match.
Just because they just had the Street Fighter 5 trailer.
Oh, by the way, he didn't count at all, and the fans were giving him crap for it.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to talk about that because like the referees, that referee needs some work. He even was causing some issues in the main event between Neville and Sami Zayn when we went to each other at the NXT Evolution.
Totally agreed.
Continue on with the match. I gotta say something about the ending too with the referee, which was so funny.
Well, I'll say being a referee is something I've done before. It was just a special guest spot just so I could screw over someone. But when it comes down to it, it's not easy. It really isn't. So I commend anybody that tries to be a referee. And
just to clarify, it wasn't Drake.
Be a referee. He needs to be beheaded. Okay.
I wouldn't go far, but okay.
If you watch carefully, he counted to 4.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, boom.
4.
I'm like, what? Is this another Big E match? And he was on NXT? Are they trying to go to 5? What's going on here?
He wants 4, not 5.
Utopia rules happening. We're stealing stuff from the video games again.
Rules. That's what comes in.
A real video. That means Finn Balor had an even bigger victory because he got the 4 count, not the 3 count.
That's right, but we're not done there. We're not there yet, so we'll have up top, and of course he's going to set up the coup de grace, and Tyler rolls out to the floor to decide to break that up, but he ends up getting chopped again. Whip in is reversed, and he goes to the middle buckle for some reason, and it's just like you don't powerbomb Billy Kidman. You don't try to go to the middle Balor because he's just going to high kick your face, because that's how near fall on that. He goes to reverse Bloody Sunday, but he gets countered. Forearm comes off the ropes, and Sling Blade by Balor charges in. Kick when he was going for the hesitation drop kick, stack pin 1-2, and no, he kicks out right before 3. So Breeze starts untying the turnbuckle pad and on Balor in the corner, rights and lefts, and he goes for the beauty shot. It gets ducked, double stomp, misses, roll up from Tyler 1-2, and a kick. Puts on the brakes, obviously, because it's the exposed buckle. O'Connor roll sends Balor into the exposed buckle. Beauty shot connects 1-2. He kicks out. I'm honestly surprised the referee didn't screw up the finish. And at this point, Tyler leaves like, I'm done with this match. And out of Finn attacks him, nails him with the sling blade. Somehow, some way, he ends up on top of the entrance ramp. And I mean literally the stage. He dives on Breeze, which is a wonderful chant from the crowd of please don't die. Tosses him in, shotgun drop kick, up top, coup de grace, 1-2-3. And Finn Balor is your number 1 contender for the NXT Championship.
The spot where he jumped off the stage, why fans were chanting, "Don't die, please don't die," because it.
Well, on anything, if you land the wrong way, it's going to hurt and it's going to do some damage.
I mean, it shows that the Balor Club, hashtag Balor Club, really loves Balor like a little too much. Like, please don't die, please don't die.
As bad as Mojo's fans.
He's got some very dedicated.
I wasn't impressed by his jump. I thought he was going to do something a little bit more spectacular.
Yeah.
I thought I was about to see some Dean Ambrose jump off the top. I thought he was finna do something real serious. You got this eye on your back, you got this eye for me, Demon. But a little crossbody elbow, whatever he did, whatever. Do you? I'm not getting paid. So.
Like the double stomp off, like maybe while Breeze was laying across a table. Was that more your speed?
Yeah, if the double foot stomp, while he was around from that high up, I would have jumped up and
New Jack dive off a balcony.
Yeah.
Like Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think of it because of the CZW route? New Japan is a little bit different. If you get injured, you miss out on a lot. How the hell do you check the mail?
Really, because he knows the big check department. here's the question, Ashley. What do you think of the match?
Surprised you start off on a really good note.
You start off and you cool him down. You start back up again and you cool him down, and it's wrestling booking 101.
Raw doesn't have.
One thing I will say right now, matches in the time that Raw did one on Monday night, Ashley.
Yeah.
There you go. But here's the thing. I'm a big Tyler Breeze supporter, and I have been since day one. I do think that there is money to be made with Tyler Breeze going after the NXT Championship. I don't think the time is now. I think that he will have his time in the sun, but I don't think with a huge time right now.
So don't worry.
I'm pretty sure that's when he's going to get pushed. Right or wrong, that's probably when he's going to get pushed.
Yeah.
In roster by then. What possible?
A slot for the new face of fear. I don't know. We'll bring back Tommy Dreamer, considering apparently he's a world champion now.
It's true. Okay, let's talk about the next match. Tag team action to cool the crowd down a little bit, but still has a storyline attached to it. It's the battle of CNC versus D&E. Dana Brooke and Emma against Charlotte and Bayley. I lie, I like Emma as a heel.
I don't care what she does. I like them out of a store, whatever her have you. But she's an amazing wrestler.
Yeah.
Rated, I'll say that right now. And the problem is they stuck her most of the time on SmackDown. And by and large, unless they're like hardcore diehard, most people don't watch.
That was the thing that hurt her was getting.
Yep.
Well, also she didn't have an impactful debut like all the other NXT had. Paige, Neville, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
They treated her like an afterthought, basically. They're like, hey, this is funny, let's move her.
Your reward, Santina.
And another great technician and a good hand in the ring. The problem he got pretty much stuck with a comedy gimmick, and it ruined him to anybody that wasn't general public.
It's a Gorilla Monsoon.
So, yeah. Go ahead.
No, but while we're on the subject of, like people that, has been pushed from NXT to the main roster, why has Charlotte not been pushed yet?
She debuted once and she lost.
Like seconds.
So, Triple H, I think it wasn't to me, but it was like to some other fan during a Q&A of an NXT Takeover or just before an NXT event or just a random Q&A. He said that we're trying to make sure the fans forget that loss. So when she comes back, she's going to have a win.
Wrestling fans don't forget. That's the problem.
Oh, trust me, they do. 2-week notice. Sorry.
And you bring it up here instead of on Raw.
You're the one that brought up wrestling fans and memories. Yeah, I know. Apparently that's selective memory. To be honest, with the way the Divas division is currently on the main roster, I don't want her to go because then she'll be made crap.
I have a way to solve this, but I don't know if it's going to make anybody happy that wants to make serious money.
What, make some of the Divas actually face for a change?
Don't just get rid of the Divas division and put all the women that are serviceable in NXT.
Get rid of the Divas division.
Divas division in WWE because they're not doing anything with it. The NXT women's division is where...
Vince McMahon did say, stay tuned, we're listening.
Yeah, I know they're listening, without a doubt. I have proof of this. Seriously, it's just, it's bad right now.
Yeah, no, it's had its highs and lows. They are listening to the movement, and it's not going to happen overnight, but it's been months since that movement started. And still, the division in NXT is great because fans were, Triple H was Periscope not live, but when they were in Albany, they were chanting, I think it was in Philly maybe, and they were chanting better than Divas. No more Divas. They were chanting no more Divas.
Yeah.
Triple H said, he's like, hey, look, I don't care, but the women's division in NXT is the best right now. He didn't even comment on the Divas division.
Because it's a joke and everyone knows it, and that's the problem. I mean, it's basically built upon the Total Divas show, and that's pretty.
And the title is held by a Kardashian wannabe.
And the fact that every single person on the roster is a heel.
Uh,
I think Naomi took me for a spin. I didn't know that she could run as a good heel like she is to be a great champion. Looking at what the Divas division is holding right now,
It doesn't help when you debut her as a heel properly for the first time. That firstly she dresses up as Karma.
Yeah.
Ring attire. It's more important to have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle boots.
Still. Her offense is basically face offense. That's a problem.
And entrance theme is like,
Oh my god,
it's not amazing.
that song.
Well, you know, one of my followers and actually one of my good friends, he loves the Brie mode song.
I was like, well,
ears bleed. Brie mode! I'm like, no.
I want to see some guy, just like some big muscle guy, walking to the gym and he sits down his weights and everything and he's getting ready to start pumping some iron, and all of a sudden he turns on Brie mode and he starts iron to it.
You do know the story about that Brie mode song. Die.
Every time it's played, it's worse in the ring.
Oh, and keep playing it. Keep playing it over. If it's the effect, keep playing it.
She's got a good personality, well, somewhat, but I mean, God, oh my God, she's gonna kill someone. She's gonna seriously hurt somebody bad.
This match is the best match in the history of the Divas division. It's one involving your half sister.
Yeah, I do like Vinny though. Vinny's cool. He's a guy. He's so like enjoyable to watch. For you, I'll do anything. Let's talk about real wrestling now. This match was it was okay. It was, I think it could be better.
Yeah, better as in more time, or whether it just could have been honed down a little bit better. It did feel a bit like we're just filling for filling's sake.
Yeah, it was. It seemed like it was filler. I know we're pushing. You have the very rushed storyline that was basically created a week ago with Charlotte and Dana Brooke, and you've been pushing this Bayley Emma storyline for a bit. So I buy that. That's fine. I got no problem with that. And let's combine them into a tag team match because you have anything else to do with the division at the time, apparently. Just something didn't click for it, but it just didn't click.
Oksana, I mean, the big buff girl. She, please say her name because I really don't care for who she is.
Brooke?
Dana Brooke. She's not good.
She's green as grass, legit.
She's there. Her hype was too big, so like her first match I was expecting, and I was so disappointed. And Charlotte was basically a match, which I expected. I didn't expect nothing less. You know, shoot. Match was Charlotte versus 3 other people. That's it.
Yeah, and it's the only thing I really can take from it is I really like what they basically set up. So Emma gets locked. She basically dives off the top, goes with a flying body press, the roll through into the figure 4 by Charlotte, and she locks in the figure 8. Dana goes in to break that up, and Bayley slides through her legs and hits the Bayley to belly. The equation, Charlotte and Emma, and that's how the match ends. The only great thing about that was they both did the Fargo strut after it was over.
Oh yeah.
Still this bad.
Dana Brooke?
Yeah.
They need to do so. You can hide bad wrestling if you have a great gimmick. I know a lot of people that made a lot of money doing just that. You don't necessarily have to be a technician in the ring. But
wrestling when you're a good wrestler.
that isn't connecting right now. It doesn't connect with me. I mean, I'm not Joe Q public here, critical than a lot of people. I mean, Dana Brooke just doesn't connect.
There is the ongoing issue. Performing well, who aren't from a wrestling background, hone their skills and get better, and you're still being average. There are divas working on the who have had just as long a time and are having better matches than her.
Correct.
I don't know if this is a problem. I don't want to say it's a problem with Sarah Del Rey, but you know, she's got to make sure that she gets better. His heart isn't in it. There's plenty of women the ones they just have signed up. I can't remember the
Jessie McKay, Casey Cassidy.
They know how to wrestle. But,
Blue Pants, obviously.
As Dana Brooke does.
Oh, yeah, I know that they do, because they showed them, and, we haven't seen them wrestle, of course, but when they showed them in the front row, I'm like, okay, who are these? Like, I thought they were like local celebrities, but when the camera was panning across all over them, I said, oh, this is the group of people that were signed last month.
On NXT from last week, and Jessie McKay is actually teaming with Casey in a tag match in the NXT show that's going to be airing after.
Oh, wow.
The good ones are getting pushed.
I understand that Blue Pants is on a pay-per-use basis, but I really wish that they would utilize her more often, because she's... No, actually, we can talk about it now, because I'll mention... Well, we'll talk about this now. That they showed what you were talking about, Aaron, with the pan over of the new signees, and then, of course, Uhaa Nation shows up, and everybody's chanting for him. Still has no name yet.
You said Uhaa straight at it.
I know that, but I'm saying it's funny because if you see the vignette that they aired on NXT last week, it's basically a picture of him shaking hands with Regal, and it just simply says, coming soon. It's his name. They don't talk about anything. They're just like, this guy's coming soon.
Yeah, well, because his name isn't Uhaa, you could get away with using the same name.
Yeah, maybe.
In all honesty.
Someone else is using their real name. Well, not real name, but someone else is using their gimmick name. So, I mean, you never know. We'll see.
Yeah.
God. Okay, so we roll from that to Baron Corbin. Who basically wears that what happened.
When you said Baron Corbin, all I remembered is that bit in the match when they're doing the New Day clap.
Corbin sucks.
Yeah, Corbin sucks. It's like, wow.
That also proves how fickle the Full Sail crowd are, because I remember everyone chanting along for Baron Corbin matches when he first started, and now they've completely soured on him.
Yeah, I mean, before we went on the air, like when I was watching that happen, I'm like, how did the crowd just like start booing Corbin? Like, all I'm gonna, remember who won the match, which we're gonna get to.
We're talking.
Like, I think. Yeah, like the crowd noticed that if he has like a 20-second time limit, he looks pretty BA. A couple minutes into it, it's like, whoa, this guy really just doesn't know what he's doing out there.
Long matches yet.
He looked more tired than Rhino, and Rhino's about 80 years old, going on 90.
He's an S. He's an SOSM. He's the same old shiitake mushrooms.
Very much.
No, Baron Corbin.
I don't care how old he is.
Baron Corbin is the same old shiitake mushroom.
He also can't sell a kick through the ring ropes. Did you get that? When Rhino boots him in the midsection and he's supposed to powder the floor.
Yeah.
Candidate for Botchamania from this night. Baron's the man.
Yeah, he's got a great look. I'll give him that. A great look.
Any positives you can bring?
I'll get to that. He's got a very marketable look. I can understand why Vince McMahon would absolutely love Baron. Here's the problem. Baron Corbin has to be protected in very short matches because, as of now, he hasn't shown that he can actually last more than 10 minutes in the ring without blowing up.
I definitely agree. The guy that I was with while I was watching this match, he had the audacity to say that during Corbin's entrance, with the lighting that shines on him and everything, he puts out the same electricity as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
God, I've never heard that before. God.
I didn't. I really wanted to kick. I think he deserved to be kicked out of my house at that point, which is the reason why he's not with us at this point.
Well, before you get nailed for justifiable homicide, I will bring up the Dwayne Johnson, maybe in Southland Tales, but nothing else. Yeah, that was terrible and it was a bad idea. Okay, Rhino and Baron Corbin. Okay, sure. It was a match, as Ashley would say.
Happened.
Okay.
Was that fine morn?
Let's talk about this from the Corbin sucks stand, okay? I'm falling asleep reading these notes. Okay, and I'm just saying that because I know how boring this match somewhat was.
You know you're over Evan you and you get their champ.
Oh, God. High velocity rips. Wow, long day. 2 high velocity whips to Rhino. He finally makes a cover after the second one, gets a 2. Mounted forearms, charging splash in the corner, misses. 2 right in the corner, starts booting away. A knee lift, tosses him to the canvas back first for some reason. He wants to show Rhino do a back bump, I guess. Slide under the bottom rope and the right hand instead of the uppercut. He gets back in the ring. He locks on a modified Taz mission. I'll give him that. But, of course, Rhino's played this game before, and he punches his way out of it. He gets cut off with a knee. He gets whipped in, puts on the brakes, and both men go down because they crack the center of the ring. They're both up at 8. Rhino whips him in, catches the back elbow, a clothesline, whip in, charges him with the shoulder in the corner. The belly-to-belly is stopped by headbutts, and a spine buster gets a 2 count. Ducks the clothesline, Rhino connects with the belly-to-belly, readies for the gore, charges in, and he eats a clothesline. End of days connects, 1, 2, 3, and Baron Corbin wins again. Right now, I will say that this match did what it was supposed to do, and that was to get Baron Corbin over with a talent that is known and a talent that he could work with that's a veteran that knows what they're doing in the ring. But this wasn't the match that I thought it might be, honestly, when I heard they were going to do it.
I think we got Baron Corbin too early. No, not that. Yeah, but I said the wrong guy.
That feud sucked, though, because it was too one-sided.
Yeah, we should have had Rhino and Bull Dempsey, though. Should get it.
He beat him in, like, seconds.
But it should have been for TakeOver, because I thought, yeah, that's what, like, you know, we got it too early. It should have been saved for TakeOver.
I would have done it.
Basically put that wrong guy over.
I would have done it to have them brawl to the back and build it up and do something else with it if they're going to continue it. But if Baron Corbin won, like, there's really no reason to go any further.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't go further with it.
I hope Rhino moves on to a good feud this time around.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, what if it was Bull Dempsey getting the win against Baron Corbin and then Rhino?
The problem if they would have put Bull Dempsey over, but in that feud, it was, like I said, it was way too one-sided. They were putting Corbin over every single time, and Bull basically got his heat back by attacking him after the match was over, and that was it.
True, but what I'm trying to say is, would we, down the line, if it had been the other way round, would Dempsey have been a better face-turned heel for Rhino than a heel-turned jobber that Bull Dempsey's become?
Only a shell of his former self. He's in the Mojo Rawley track right now. But now, when they bring Mojo back to the roster, I would kind of like to see him be a heel.
To get hyper, of course.
God. So, yeah, that was a match. Speaking of Greg Hamilton from earlier, he's sort of interviewing Kevin Owens in the back. Basically, Kevin Owens is interviewing himself, pretty much. Because he's not letting Greg get a word in edgewise.
You know, quickly about Kevin Owens, he's great in interviews.
He's the total package.
Oh, some of the internet just says he's a fat man.
Oh yeah, no, that's everybody in the internet. I mean, look at the weight, like like Brock Lesnar, yeah, he's overweight too, but there's the muscle mass, and that's what Kevin Owens is going to work on.
It works. I mean, the body type, it honestly works for the gimmick. It makes complete sense. He just doesn't care. He's fighting for a prize. He's fighting to keep the championship that he won, and he doesn't care what he looks like, and no one else should either.
See a fat man that can wrestle and a thin man who can't.
Yeah.
Evidently,
I'm targeting Moose at the minute, but hopefully he gets better. Otherwise, this is the ongoing trend. Muscle guy, because he's a muscle guy, and it turns out he's absolutely rubbish. And the guy that doesn't fit the stereotypical view, he's good.
Yeah. So, the one side basically says, I dropped trying to take credit for the injury that I caused Sami Zayn. I showed that this was a real prize, raising the NXT Championship, by on the U.S. Champ. I'll give you a little veteran advice, Sammy. Don't show up. I promise that if you do, it's the last time.
Slap in the face of Cena. You got to do it because the match is in less than 2 weeks.
I haven't seen it in a minute, but we'll talk about that a little bit.
I know exactly what you're referring to.
Tag team titles on the line next.
How you doing? Hey, I love those.
They have new merch power too.
Good doing.
How you doing? Yeah.
I honestly think, and I'm sure you guys can both back me up on this, Enzo Amore and Big Cass are probably some of the most over guys in that Full Sail building.
Yeah, some
Easily.
fans have, the audacity on social media to say they're overrated, like they don't know why those people are so over. It's kind of like a gimmick that you would see in ECW, but of course NXT is not like ECW. The fan base is, and the shows are just without the weapons because there's so many surprises on the shows that you don't know about, kind of like how ECW booked their shows. But I don't want Enzo and Big Cass, and I don't get it.
Had an epiphany right now. Enzo and Big Cass are the FBI from ECW.
Oh, that's a good comparison.
I did. Champions that causes people to have epileptic seizures. Hey kids, die.
The only one that realizes that they basically took the Misfits logo and put them on the old Power and Glory tights. And they have Lee and Lodi's hair, so they're mixing all sorts of tag team stuff in this.
And Carmella kind of was revealing a lot for a pre-G.
I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan of Carmella.
I see a feud between her and Sasha Banks in the coming months. My hometown, Boston versus New York. What could be better? No,
Yeah.
Rhode Island.
Don't like Carmella. What said there?
I want to see them work together. I want to see them go against each other. I mean, I would like to see a rivalry down the road, but I would like to see them work together first.
Can we get a justification on if Sasha Banks is a face or heel first?
I think she's. I was talking to one of my good friends last night on the phone. I think there's an imbalance when it comes to people cheering for being the good guy in WWE. I don't think it's really working. Like, they want someone to be a bad guy, but yet they get cheered, and that's with Sasha. Like we were getting She's Ratchet chants, people were just chanting Sasha, but then you got the dual chants, which is always really cool. That's one of my favorite chants to be a part of. Whenever I go to NXT.
One thing about Sasha is I would say she'd be put in the classification that was really prevalent in the 90s of being a cool heel.
She is a cool heel because she's from Boston and I'm from Boston. I'm just kidding.
We'll talk about her, don't worry. trust me, that's probably the match I got the most notes for.
Yeah, I know.
How long it takes me to write these notes.
Right. I mean, it's just like, she's just so, I don't know, she's just so good, though. And she was such a sweetheart when I met her after an NXT house show at the Orlando Armory. And I'm from Boston, too. And she's like, oh, that's cool. She had glasses. She looked so different with glasses on.
I've heard that.
Yeah. It's so funny. I think it's adorable, but after, wrestling. She likes anime and comic books and whatnot.
I was waiting for the cab that never came in December last year.
While we're talking about meeting, like NXT superstars, I actually met Enzo More at a club downtown. Yeah, that guy, he gets it. He gets down. That's his gimmick really does transfer into the way that he.
See, that's the great thing. When you basically can take your own personality and turn it to 11, it makes perfect sense that it actually is what gets you over in the long run.
It's the same way that he does going out. And I was amazed. I didn't know what. I just, how you doing? That's all I could.
That's too funny.
A couple people remain nameless, given the fact that I'm trying not to break any rules by mentioning the fact that they were driving together. When they were leaving the building, and everybody was passing me because I was standing there in the car with the cab that never. I got a nice nod from an NXT superstar, and that's the only real connection I had with anybody.
I kind of feel bad now because I've met quite a few. Well, because when you go to the house shows, they do that meet and greet.
Yeah.
Like I met Alexa Bliss twice. I said, I already have your autograph. She's like, oh, I'm just going to put a heart next to it. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Well, I've managed against Buff Bagwell twice, so, I mean, it's okay. It's fine. No harm done.
And I met Baron Corbin, too. He's cool.
After we bashed him for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, I just remember who won.
It's not anything disrespect to them personally. It's just,
right. Character.
Like if his name was like Rod Shumway or something, I know it's not, but if it was, I'd be like, I don't dislike Rod Shumway. I just don't like Baron. But let's talk about something that I did like, and that was the tag team title match. Blake and Murphy have somewhat grown on me, but they're still just about them. They're very bland.
Well, Blake's hair is not growing on me. Like, why is he looking like Wendy's?
It's Lenny and Lodi that I'm picturing here.
Like, I feel like I just want to like take them and just like pull them.
I don't want to know anything more than that. You can just leave at the end. The NXT Popcast. Tag Hoodie Man.
Yeah, well, we're gonna act like that wasn't said.
No, it's not like that.
Hey, whatever floats.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's talk about the tag match. Of course, I'm gonna start from the chin lock because that's. Alright, so Murphy locks on a chin and Enzo tries to get out of it and boots away in the corner, charges in, and he goes shoulder first into the ring post. Tags in Wesley Blake, he cuts off Enzo trying to make the tag to Cass. Whips him into a flash roll up by Enzo for a 1 count. So Enzo with a high elbow and tag into Murphy and Bryn, because that makes perfect sense. A great powerbomb backstabber combination, which I really enjoyed. Got a 2 count for that. He puts him on the buckle, he climbs up, goes for the superplex, it's blocked twice. Enzo headbutts him off and hits a sweet Scott Taylor style, or maybe I should say Shinjiro Otani style flying DDT in this case. I'll use my wrestling nerddom there. Otani DDT there. Men are in, so big splash to 1, big boot, tosses Murphy to the floor. He big boots him off the apron, he hits the Empire elbow to Wesley Blake. Murphy makes a save. Hits the side slam, tags Enzo in, and he helps basically the deadweight Enzo going for the rocket launcher. But someone comes from the back and attacks Carmella, and to the surprise of a lot of people, it's actually Alexa Bliss, which is really strange to think of her as a heel, but we'll get to that. So this basically allows Murphy nail a super kick on the floor. Bliss pulls Enzo off. He lands on his midsection, lands on the canvas, and Blake steals the pin. And then they hoist Alexa Bliss up on their shoulders, and that's what we've got. So Alexa Bliss has gone heel.
She makes for a very good looking heel, because it also it gives her something to do though, and all for a while.
But she had the redemption angle when she got her nose broken, and they went with that for a while, and they did shows in Columbus and Cleveland where she got the hometown crowd pop, and she comes back to Full Sail, and they basically decide they want to turn her heel. I understand why they did that, but I'm curious to see how this gimmick's going to work as a heel.
Oh yeah, I think it will work.
She's an evil fairy now. Okay, that's fine. I got no problems with that.
Well, if the tag team rivalry, I think I would like to see it continue between.
Oh, it definitely will.
Big Cass, and both teams have a female manager.
I set this up to be Carmella turning, and they decided they wanted to 180 me, and they bring Alexa. Realized when she was involved with Carmella in the finish of the match on NXT last, but I didn't think that way. I was thinking, no, they're just stubborn. They're going to go with the Carmella idea, and I guess now they're just going to keep Carmella babyface for the time being. So, okay, sure. We're still going to do our 6-person tag matches that I've been talking about. It's just Bliss instead of Carmella, and this doesn't involve blue pants at all. I'll say right now, the end game here is putting the titles on Enzo and Cass. I know that. I think it makes sense for Blake and Murphy to retain tonight, and I don't think that it was dumb for that to go down, because I think that there's going to be more for Enzo and Cass to change a bit, and then when they win the championships, your reaction.
Titles an NXT episode.
I really don't think they would give that away unless they do it on wholesale tapings tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel that that's where it could be lead to, because the next NXT Takeover is not going to be until September. No.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I think that that's a big enough match. I don't think you give it away on just a regular NXT. I think it does.
Oh,
you
yeah.
still have a to work with.
That's true.
So, I mean, there's people that they could work against.
One that gives away matches sometimes, and it's never going to end fairly when they do. Every once in a while, once or twice a year, they do a WWE World Heavyweight Championship match on Raw or SmackDown, and it never ends fairly.
Yeah.
So I know matches anymore. Like, when they're announced, I'm just like, oh, cool. While everybody's like, oh, this is so rare. Yeah. Every time. Just kidding.
So, I guess we'll start with Aaron here. Aaron, what did you think of the tag team title match?
I didn't.
Okay, fair enough.
So my reaction will be very short. But I just didn't like the outcome. I'm a diehard Cass fan just like everybody else, and everybody there was probably disappointed too that they didn't win. But if you look at it like we're doing now, logically that they didn't win, I still think they did. So I'm just gonna say I guess it makes sense that they didn't win the tag team title.
So the thing about that is that was kind of like when we went to Takeover when we met for the first time. When it comes down to it, wanting the Vaudevillains to be the ones to take the titles off of Lucha Dragon.
And that didn't happen.
No, and that's pretty much what you're feeling right now as a fan of Enzo and Cass. The fact that the big bad heels went over and Enzo and Cass got screwed again, but obviously they're going to get their comeuppance, and that's when they're going to get the titles.
Yeah. Right now, I'm feeling heartbroken, though, if they didn't win.
With Ashley now. Ashley, your thoughts on the match?
Good match. This is what a tag team division should be.
Yeah.
Don't care about in the chamber.
Those are NXT teams. That's the weird part.
An NXT team.
All of them have NXT. Yeah,
yeah,
one
but the
of them
should be on NXT.
I understand Triple H said in the conference call that some gimmicks just won't get over on the main roster. I don't know how well Enzo Cass's gimmick would get over on the main roster right away. I think they'd have to be kind of eased into it.
They check out, it's obvious. That's Vince McMahon for you.
God, I hope not.
Yeah, they better not, like, because what is part of his entrance, just like when we're talking about Balor and the Demon entrance, what is part of their entrance is the catchphrase. If WWE took that out of part of easing them in,
Agreed, 100%.
so hopefully they don't do that. They take that long catchphrase out, because it's a catchphrase that everybody can say. And if 300, 500 people can say it in Full Sail Live, 17,000, 16,000 fans could say it live. If they follow NXT, that's for certain.
Yeah, but look at it in Full Sail, and then look at it in a big arena with WWE. It's like people are like, "What's going on? Why is she? Why is there bubbles?"
Did so it kind of live?
No, God, no. An okay reaction when he first started, but it was never as good as it was in NXT.
That because obviously, like, when these people, when I get behind these wrestlers in NXT, that's it. I'm always behind them. So
Yeah.
If they're going to be like, if their gimmick is going to be ruined, support them. Yeah, no, it is a shame about the Ascension because they're literally a joke.
Are making them a joke too. That's even worse.
Yeah, and so what's the point of even keeping them around? Which is sad because then they're going to be out of a job. Then what's the point of being undefeated for a year and being in NXT then they just lose their job?
You know what you do? You put the titles on Enzo and Cass, celebrating the fact that they finally beat Blake and Murphy for the titles, and the next thing you know, Connor and Vic are titles back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think when they finally win the titles, you're never going to stop hearing the chant, "How you doing?" for the next 5 minutes.
Ow. So no, you won't.
Oh, it's on the merch now. Oh, there's no more of the soft.
New merch powers.
Oh.
It's backfired this time.
Oh.
Tried to sue.
I'm surprised. All right. Then of course we see Eva Marie in the crowd. Since we bring her up a lot, so
We should. I don't think we should bring her up, but that's just me.
NXT, then clearly she isn't going to be a heel, so that's a good thing.
she'll definitely be a babyface, and it'll definitely work a lot better than that horrible one-off match she had on NXT before.
I think the reason why a lot of people are like me, because there are a lot of people like me that dislike her, is because she's portrayed as a bimbo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, let's be honest, she was until she realised her career out of this, considering everybody else is heel.
Right.
What do you think of the tag title match?
Let's see. Well, I'm sort of like with Mr. Entertainment in this, because like I wanted Enzo and Big Cass to it. I mean, like I said, I've clubbed with this guy. I built a personal relationship with this guy. And aside from that, they get like one of the biggest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am right there with them. I know every word for word. I could quote it right now if I wanted to. I could just get behind them so easily, and I really think that Enzo actually has more of a skill set than is portrayed in front of camera.
100%.
Yeah, like that DDT, like if you would have seen it from somebody else, it probably wouldn't have looked as beautiful as he connected with it. So, he sort of just looks like the guy that whenever things get tough, he runs behind Big Cass. But he's actually a pretty good. I think with them getting the title, like he would sort of be forced to bring that out more because more would be expected out of him.
I honestly think that a lot of people give Enzo the fact that he's the one that would be, if they had to bring one up to the main roster, Enzo would get left. And the thing about that is he's not able to fully show what he's capable of. And he showed a lot in this match. a lot more than we've seen in a long time. So you're honoring everything that everybody's saying, and I think he's finally taken it to heart, and he's starting to work really hard to get better and better. Just call him the weak link.
I call him soft.
Yeah, exactly. Someone had to make the reference. I was wondering who was going to do it.
I was going to keep quiet.
But...
At 6:15 in the morning.
Let's talk about the semi-main event. Okay. This match had a big fight feel. The build-up was amazing. It had a contract signing.
Oh, yeah.
Could you
Even get contract signings.
Could you imagine
where NXT is because, divas.
They're calling. I think that's why fans are chanting "No more divas are better than all the NXT." They're women. They're not divas. They're not all about looks. They're about athleticism. So why do you? Hell, the NXT title belt is the women's championship, not the Divas championship.
Could you imagine if we go back in the Wayback Machine somehow, some way? Obviously, these two would never be competing in the same time frame because it doesn't work because of time. But could you imagine Fabulous Moolah or Wendy Richter? I know that's probably not a great example, but Robin, if you want to connect those there. Or Medusa, Bull Nakano wearing the butterfly belt? No, not at all. The women's championship of WWE is the NXT one.
Yeah, I agree, and I've agreed with that since NXT arrival, over a year now. I mean, when I started watching NXT, because the network gave it exposure, longer time, even before the network came along, people were thinking about, NXT as the superior in women's divisions. But now with the network on that major platform, it really sparked the hashtag Give Divas a movement. I mean, Give Divas a Chance movement.
But it's not just women's wrestling. And I understand it's a buzzword, divas, WWE divas. NXT, they're not divas. They're wrestlers.
Exactly. But yet they're calling them divas. And they were trying to market that or trend it with hashtag Divas Takeover. Exactly, TNA Knockouts. But
trademark
hashtag women's wrestling though. Mick Foley got that trending last week.
He drove all the way from his house to watch the show tonight. 12 hours.
Some fan guy for his wrestling, and I don't think he's a creepy guy. He just is praising it to death. Should.
I think it's refreshing that somebody gives a shit about it. Because kids don't in the way. Just have them not even have them. Have her dress up and beat the shit out of her. People will love it.
Okay, could you... In Tamina against the Bella Twins, main eventing Raw. I'm not talking about the last wrestling match before the 40-minute talk segment at the end. No, I'm talking about the main event on Raw. Trish and Lita did it, obviously. And I know Paige could do it. But this right here, this match, you could have put this on as the main event, and no one would have had an issue with that. Around slowly but surely. Let's.
Yeah, the Bellas are really main event.
Okay, listen. Nikki is not that bad. She's like okay,
better.
Before I get cursed
got
out.
better than she took.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm not a Cena fan, but whatever. It's not better than where she came from, and I could understand why. They wanted her to be the champion. Do I think, she's a great champion? Hell no. But I understand why.
The best wrestler that you've currently got on that main roster is time she was used properly, majorly, she had a farting.
If that is ever happening.
I don't know why you brought that up.
I think
because it's a sign that okay, it hasn't happened in a while, but the whole Bella storyline has been going on for they're bad guys, they're aligned with Stephanie. All of a sudden, because of the whole Daniel Bryan thing, oh, well, they're goodies now. No.
Sure, that's very true. And, this is why wrestling's, hope Ashley's going to make the reference again, but this is why wrestling fans don't forget.
Wrestling fans don't forget. Except, clearly WWE gets, because they actually went, oh, Medusa, can you bring the title, because we need it.
Get out of the trash. Where it's been sitting since I did that on Nitro.
People will really
I thought that was really cool, though, that was the same trash can, supposedly, that she threw it in. I thought that was awesome. Okay, never mind.
couldn't have been made out of metal, like ECW style.
Oh. No, I mean, you never know.
WCW had, like, gold-plated things. That's how they wasted the money.
Having 40 people on the roster and basically them to stay home.
No, that's what WWE had to do.
They still are.
They did.
Watch The Celebrity Apprentice. You may like him more. Let's discuss this match now because this was fun.
I love this.
I think we have a date here for women.
Easily. And I don't really think there's many times that a match, if it's NXT or WWE, would be on a match of the
year. Is the one from NXT Takeover, was it Arrival? At the start of the year with Charlotte and Sasha?
That match was awesome, too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, can we all agree, though, that, it's not a surprise?
Surprise at all.
Of course, because it's hashtag Sarah Del Rey.
Exactly.
And, Sasha trending worldwide on Twitter. Good for her. And she's always trending, when there's takeover events because, she – and I was watching the video when she first won the Women's Championship, but her post-match interview, and when she got out of character – this was a great interview. This is just a post-match interview. Didn't even air it on NXT, I think, the week after. She, was in character, but then she came out of character because Renee Young was asking, how do you feel inside? And when she started crying, I didn't cry the first time when I saw it. I cried today because you could feel the real emotion in that 90-second interview, how much it meant to her and how it means to her. I'm friends with her on Facebook. She said, every time when there's a takeover event, can somebody pinch me? I'm living my dream.
Well, of course.
You can tell she's passionate about it.
Bringing the Brooke front started off as somebody that didn't really wrestle.
Yep.
And in the same space of time, she's really honed her craft.
Yeah.
Well,
you're sort of becoming anorexic, so no.
But like I said, this match had a big fight feel. It had the, the dun 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 showing them in the back and everything to come out, and didn't do that for any other match tonight either.
Well, because you don't need to for Owen versus Zayn, because
So, ideas about the new look of Becky Lynch. Thoughts?
That she took Edge's jacket.
Exact thing.
I was I tweeted, I said, Becky, I like the new look. You look like a female version of Carrot Top, but Edge called, he wants his jacket back.
Two things here. But I'll get to Ashley first. Ashley, what did you think of the new look of Becky Lynch?
I found out today that the Taylor Hendrick gimmick from being the nicey person to be somebody walked out of a party.
That intrigues me.
So, as long as the gimmick change isn't, stupid, she's got to have a different style entrance now because they've got to truly differentiate the fact now that BFFs are no longer BFFs.
Correct.
FFF.
So, there's two things I see when I look at this. Number one, I'm going to give credit to WrestleMania on this one. Apparently, Becky's new look is kind of patterned after a Magic the Gathering character.
I have to get my cards out now. Oh.
I wouldn't know.
The thing that jumped to my mind was Mia Jovovich from The Fifth Element.
Ginger, though.
That has to be it. No, probably not.
It's all a good advert for British wrestling.
All right. Yeah, I got an answer for this. I'm sure you're not surprised.
No, I just saw this funny tweet. It was from Catherine Kelly, who's from NXT After Buzz TV. She tweeted out. She said, "White men can jump." # Takeover.
Oh, God.
Oh.
I got.
Wow.
Too much blade.
Okay.
That was the only thing that I could think. I didn't want to go for Woody Harrelson because globes.
All right, let's talk about this match, shall we? Sound good?
Let's start from a tie-up.
It starts with a straight jacket chin lock.
Yeah.
So, straight jacket chin lock applied to Becky into the backstabber, rolled back into the straight jacket chin lock with the knees in the back. She puts her foot on that to add insult to injury. Gets back into the corner twice, but the hold is not broken. Becky counters and sends her into the corner. So she gets caught up into the ropes, and she goes for the double knee drop, does Sasha, but instead of hitting the chest, she did it to the arm. I like this. I enjoyed that.
Well, so, not towards the end of the match, I just want to say real quick, it was also a very technical match.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely technical.
Yeah, it was light.
I think someone wants to pay us a visit first before we get going.
Peace.
God. Cleveland, what do you think of Hoodie, man?
I don't. Reverse Suplex Clan member. I don't. Too deep? Is that too much?
What it is, though, it's just a guy wearing a towel on his head, basically.
I'm like,
It's a friend that he's been taken over by Laura Barnes.
now I have to what you guys are talking about.
All right.
It's so shocking. It didn't take me long to notice because I saw a photo of it. I'm like, well, wait a minute, and I looked at it. I'm like, oh my god, that's pretty creepy. Like I was laughing, but then I just got more creeped out.
Is it was it a fan or was it a wrestler?
I think this is joking. So bad.
The ticket sellers in New York.
Looks like it could have been Samoa Joe.
To me, it just looks like a mark against the glass with his towel on his head.
Okay.
Look like to me, but I don't know. It still creeps me out. Him, the video of him staring over the shoulder of Byron Saxton. Okay, we got Hoodie Man in the middle of the best match of the night. Okay, let's get to this. Where was I? Oh yes, in my notes here. The double knee drop to the arm allows for a cover 1-2 and a kick out. She yanks the arm back. She puts the foot in, trying to break the arm, and makes a cover. Still gets only a 2 count. Locks in a cross arm breaker. Becky rolls her on her shoulders, only gets a 1 count. Short arm scissors applied. She rolls out, and she only gets 1 count off that. Back to the short arm scissors. The rollout is reversed this time, and sideways fall back by Becky. She hits the forearm, ducks the clothesline, hits the European uppercut, a clothesline, a leg lariat, charges in, and she gets top. Drop kick for 2, wrist lock applied, and a forearm by Sasha cuts her off. Waist lock, and 2 double knees, the shotgun knees in the corner, and 1 while she's in a seated position. Stack pin, makes another cover, gets a 2 off of that. She yells, and she slaps Becky right in the face, and she eats a European uppercut for it. Sasha gets sent to the floor. Forearm, she pulls her arm into the ring post, yanks the arm back, tosses her in. Hammerlock, snap suplex, very nice move there. And she drops the leg into a counter by Sasha. Nice pump handle suplex from Becky, 1-2, and a kick out. Pump handle is countered into a float over, boot in the mid block, snap suplex to the arm bar, but Sasha makes it to the bottom rope. He gets sent to the floor in a leverage move there. Tope is caught, and Sasha gets rammed into the ring steps the second time, because the first time didn't seem to work very well. Tosses her in. She goes to the middle rope, and Sasha climbs up to the middle rope, hits Del Rio's divorce court into the bank statement, and that's all she retains the NXT Women's Championship. And the fans, deservingly so, give Becky at.
But Sasha did that, though, like a boss.
Yes. Indeed she did.
Just saying. Like, gimmick, I think her gimmick works so well with reactions to her matches, because if she has a great match, which she always does, people are going to, like, that's why people like a boss.
In case you're wondering, Hoodie Man is number 4 on Reddit's WWE feed.
Oh.
Titled Byron Saxon is about to be assassinated on the NXT.
Not knowing. Okay, we're going to start with Ashley. Ashley, what do you think of Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch?
Is there any need to say anything? This is one of the best Divas matches, best women's matches that WWE's produced in years.
Oh, yeah.
In years. Can't see the indie stuff I've managed to catch, but it's up there of being... I don't think... I'd love to say that it'd be considered in the match of the year at the Slammies at the end, but you know it won't. It'll probably be something like Bray Wyatt versus Rock.
Oh,
That's true, though. That's WWE logic.
It really is.
We'll put on Sting versus Triple H, despite the fact we know it was...
We already talked about that on a podcast, Ashley. I don't want to...
This is the WWE logic for the Slammies. They won't give it to anything like this.
John Cena versus 72 guys.
You know, we're not going to go into the Slammies either, but, you know, I just want to say, Match of the Year Slammy Award, you know Rusev versus John Cena last I Quit match is going to be nominated.
Possible.
It would have been if Lana took a jacket off.
It really was.
Yeah.
Take the white jacket off to represent like a white flag, as if to say he gives up. And Vince's idea was she isn't taking off clothes until she's a diva.
Pretty much what I said it was going to happen, and they decided they wanted to go against it.
so you're telling me that the planned finish was for her to take her jacket off? I was gonna make a joke referencing how I would have reacted to that, but
The thing about that is, like, I was on the Payback podcast, of course, but the thing about that is, real quick, is that, you know, it's still PG. I mean, you know, it's not like kids would be blind.
some people they take what they could get, you know that. Like,
It's true.
and that's
Kissing each other, you know, like it's foot and mouth season.
Yeah, you know,
Got paid to make out with Rosamund. Adam Rose got paid for.
And does Rosa Mendez really like guys? Because on Total Divas, she's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, that confuses me. Because, like, you know, sometimes... well, I don't know, we're not going to get into it. Because, you know, I know Total Divas was scripted. I took it serious for a while.
She's the Dawn Marie of the 21st century.
That
He loves it.
Banks and Lynch.
5-star match, hands down. Like you could something I noticed is that you could really tell like what type of trust they have between each other, the type of holds they were putting each other. Listen, I was for sure thinking that somebody's arm was gonna be at the end of the, you know. And another thing that I wish would have happened, you know, just like the Finn Balor, like when she was outside of the ring and, you know, Becky, and she caught Sasha, I was hoping for a follow-away. Like, toss this girl to the brick, you know, like.
Holding to it, I agree.
Yeah, I wanted her to just flip her, and I probably would have needed new TV because I would have thrown my chair at the TV. At those are my thoughts, but it was an amazing match. Like that could have easily been the main event. It would have been perfectly fine.
See, this division is that can legitimately main event a show. You don't have your so-called main event talent. You don't have like Kevin on the loop. You don't have Sami on the loop. You don't have Finn Balor and Tyler Breeze. We're gonna bring out your main event to be Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch one more time, and I don't think anybody would have an issue with it.
I can see that happening, and it
I
actually.
guarantee it does.
Yeah.
It has already, actually. They main evented. I believe the Cleveland show had the tag team.
It got buzz on social media, but it got buzz. But if they ever face each other, and we know where these NXT Takeover events take place. I don't live that far away from Full Sail Live. I will be there. I mean, because that I was there when Sasha, because she just puts so much heart and dedication into these 10+ minute matches, 15 even.
Yeah, they're giving them a nice amount of time to tell a story, and the story of this match basically was neither one wanted to give up. One wanted to let the other one get anything on the other one, and basically they both worked the arm the entire match. I thought it was done very well. I love the finish, too. The finish was great.
It definitely tells you that Sasha Banks is a technical wrestler because, well, no, she won the title for making Charlotte tap out.
Mm. Yeah, I guarantee this feud is far from over, and I'm telling you, this is going to be a marquee feud in NXT, and I'm not just talking about for the women's division. I'm talking about period.
Yeah.
And it deserves to be.
Mhm.
So, let's talk about the main event now. I saw the picture, and I knew that's where they were going to go anyway because it made perfect sense, especially with the Ring of Honor t-shirts, and I'm sure Ashley knows exactly what I'm talking about in the past. The red, white, and blue Ring of Honor t-shirts back in the day. Yeah, I would go in this direction, and they certainly did. And when he comes out, sure enough, the NXT champion is wearing the champ is here shirt.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Great.
I said it once. I'll say it again. He's a god. That man is something.
I don't know about him being a deity or anything like that, but he is certainly pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, he is.
I'm telling you, this feud has been everywhere, literally everywhere, and there's always a different step to it. And I seriously think, Ashley, that before it's all said and done, we're going to get really, seriously more brutal than we've had the last two matches.
Probably.
Basically, in all essence, we've had 2 ref stoppages in these matches.
It has to go that far.
You have to in this feud.
Yeah, and then a lot of fans, we all know the internet hates on everything, but
Yes.
A lot of them, like what I saw after Kevin Owens' debut on Raw, they said what the big deal? Okay, what that segment, even though we talked about it on the Raw podcast, what that segment said is that I stomped on your title. This title is better. NXT is better, and I've been around longer than you.
Like I said,
that segment.
He's basically did the same thing as Shane Douglas did with the NWA title.
Yeah, I wasn't watching wrestling at that time, but yeah, it would be a perfect comparison. And the fact that he powerbombed Cena, and the fans wanted Cena be killed, kill, saying that. And,
The reaction was shit.
But this we're gonna get into the match, but this match was brutal. I mean, it just felt like I feel like I was putting the match to shame if I had tweeted out during the match that hey, it's Zayn versus Owens too, but I'm just waiting for Brock Lesnar and Kevin Owens.
Oh.
I'm just sitting back waiting for that. But this reminded me it's Brock Lesnar and John Cena again, but taken a step further.
Yeah, it's way, but I think this actually is a lot more effective because Sami Zayn is the quintessential babyface, And I said it on a podcast before, and I'll say it again. If WWE really wants a Daniel Bryan, if this is the end for Daniel Bryan, Sami Zayn is the right answer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's the ultimate babyface, and I know that they could easily turn him into such with everybody, not just.
And plus, he's an underdog, so it works.
Yeah, totally. Just take that mask off. Who knew? I'd be surprised if eventually that mask ends up on NXT television.
But it's not out of the woods. But
I don't think that the conclusion is going to be the same. But I think I could see it happening down the line. Maybe to add more insult. I have a feeling now, after what, even though I'm going way ahead of myself, we may not. I think they're going to do an injury storyline for Sami Zayn. They're going to really pick up his shoulder, and they're going to probably take off. He may not be at the Full Sail tapings tomorrow.
and rest.
Honestly,
Have a goes on.
I don't think he's going to run. I don't think he'll be at the tapings at Full Sail. I don't. Thoughts?
He'll be backstage.
Yeah, I agree. Cleveland, thoughts?
I don't like Sami Zayn.
Lee.
I don't like Sami Zayn. I really don't. I was like, for the main event, I was thinking I've seen this episode already. I know exactly what's gonna happen. I know exactly like how voting Jim Ross happened, and I was laughing because I'm like, why can't they really either get pushed to the main roster already or just go somewhere else? Like, because I am getting so tired of seeing this. Every match he gets ended with an injury. Get out of here.
It's plain personal. It really is. That's the only way these matches.
Okay. Well, do you remembering correctly? I don't think that Owens was the first person that he ended with an injury in the match. This is probably like the second or third time, if my memory serves me correct, that like he got injured in the middle of the match